Hello there and welcome to NDTV News. I am Tari Prido Ikidi. And now the highlights. Governor Doye Diri advocates collaborative governance to save Niger Delta communities from ocean surge and coastal erosion. Residents of Yenagoa condemn theft of wire fencing across major roundabouts in the state. Plus, Gogo Golf beats Arena Subalinka in French Open singles title. The details. Governor of Bayelsa State, Senator Doye Diri, has advocated a collaborative governance model to avert the threats from ocean rise to communities in the state and the Niger Delta region. Governor Diri, who spoke over the weekend at the Ocean Rise and Coastal Resilience Summit preceding the United Nations Ocean Conference in Nice, France, called for collaboration among global, national, and subnational stakeholders to save communities ravaged by ocean surge and coastal erosion. The Bayelsa governor said he was at the conference, which is being co-hosted by the governments of France and Costa Rica, in furtherance of his administration's commitment to bring to global attention the environmental challenges in Bayelsa State. In his presentation during the panel session themed Multi-Level Governance of Coastal Cities and Regions, Governor Diri emphasized the importance of collaboration among stakeholders in effectively tackling the challenges of global warming, climate change, and ocean rise. Governor Diri explained that communities in Bayelsa face an enormous threat from rising sea levels and coastal erosion as a result of its geographical location. He explained further that his administration had initiated innovative policies to address some of the issues. A non-governmental organization, Creek Youth Agenda, has organized a one-day education summit at Ogobri with the theme Creek Compliance Education for Global-Oriented Productivity in a bid to develop knowledge and potentials in the 15 communities of main Oyakuri clan in Sagbama local government area of Bayelsa State. The member representing Sagbama Constituency 2 at the Bayelsa State House of Assembly, Captain Kenebai Bernard, retired, who served as guest of honor at the summit, commended the NGO for their efforts, which it described as a journey to self-discovery. Correspondent Nelson Agadi completes the report.
The summit was indeed quite informative and enlightening as people from targeted communities gathered in their numbers to participate in it. Playing his role as a special guest of honor, Captain Kenebai Bernard retired was quite impressed with the quality of summit and called for sustainability.
This is a journey to self-discovery and one for which we can commend you and hope that you will sustain it to the benefit of our youth coming up and our children for tomorrow.
Earlier in his welcome address, the chairman of the youth organization, Prince Pere Akwe, gave reasons for the establishment of the body.
The Creek Youth Agenda, CYA, is the topmost youth organization in the main Oyaki with 15 communities. 3 wards in Constituency 2 of Sagbama LG, and it is apolitical. The outright neglect, deprivation, and or marginalization of the creek in terms of infrastructural and human capital development, among others, necessitated the establishment of the Creek Youth Agenda in 2021.
While the organizing committee chairman, Dr. Emmanuel Eweke, a lecturer at the University of Otueke, said that the youth body is committed to advancing knowledge at all levels.
Come to reality and terms to environmental reality and how that can make us to function in the world, in the digital world, that will enable us to be global citizens. So creek compliant education is what kind of education should we give to people in riverine areas that are kind of cut off from where social amenities, government presence and all that, and still make them function optimally.
As part of the program, a panel discussion was not left out as panelists gave their various views on the day's discussion. The program also featured a performance by a cultural group. The high point of the occasion were presentation of award and unveiling of 10,000 books. Some of the participants have this to say.
I'm very excited because I haven't had again from the government. So,
as the team clearly stated out, CRIC compliant education for global-oriented productivity, meaning that the youth within the CRIC communities, they have a role to play. They have to be submissive. How they have to be willing to learn. They have to be ready to learn, including the teachers.
It's not what is written in the books. Education is the consciousness that we have, the drive for self-development, the pursuit to say, I want to become something in life.
And so for us in the House of Assembly, we intend to come up with laws, legislation that will support the education system.
We should be committed to education, to learning at different levels, whether it's acquisition of skills, whether formal classroom learning, to ensure that we have what we need, the experiences and the knowledge we need to be productive persons in wherever we find ourselves.
I'm Nelson Agari Jr., reporting for NDTV News.
The Niger Delta Development Commission has launched a tree planting campaign aimed at promoting environmental sustainability and community development in the Niger Delta region. The campaign started with a stakeholders meeting in Port Harcourt to create awareness and behavioral changes as part of the activities marking this year's World Environment Day. Speaking at the occasion, the NDDC Director of Environmental Protection and Control, Engineer Onoha Obeka, assured of the Commission's commitment to enhancing biodiversity, mitigating climate change, and improving the quality of life of the people in the region. He commended the stakeholders who volunteered for the cause, urging them to remember the importance of environmental stewardship and collective action in creating a more sustainable future for the Niger Delta. The director emphasized the importance of tree planting and addressing the critical issues that contribute to environmental degradation, including the lack of eco-friendly practices, deforestation, and unethical business practices. As part of the activities marking World Environmental Day 2025, with a focus on end plastic solutions, the NDDC donated 7 waste segregation disposal facilities to the River State University, Port Harcourt. The Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board on Thursday in Yenagoa got a recommendation from the Senate Committee on Local Content and an assurance of the Senate in providing adequate legislative support to drive the local content development initiatives of the board. The chairman of the committee, Senator Joel Onowakpo Thomas, who spoke after an oversight visit on the board facilities and project sites within Bayelsa State, commended the board for how it has implemented the Nigerian Oil and Gas Industry Content Development Act 2010. He asked NCDMB has demonstrated the requisite capacity for actualization of the objectives of the Act, and that the enabling environment for oil and gas industry operations, growth of indigenous businesses, job creation, and development of industry-related skills would be vigorously pursued by the committee at the National Assembly. The chairman reaffirmed President Bola Tinubu's commitment to growing local capacity in the oil and gas and other sectors as a sure way of creating employment. If you're just joining us, you're watching Niger Delta Television News. On the headlines, Governor Doye Diri advocates collaborative governance to save Niger Delta communities from ocean surge and coastal erosion. Residents of Yenagoa condemn theft of wire fencing across major roundabouts in the state. Still to come in the news, Gogo Golf beats Arena Subalanka in French Open singles title. Details of these and other stories after the break. Do stay with us. Welcome to Niger Delta Television News and Current Affairs Department at the NSE Koli Media Complex here in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State.
One of NDTV's traditional objectives is to disseminate information with renewed vigor. We build teamwork for accountability, efficiency, and accuracy.
Our community reports, eyewitness accounts, current affairs discussions are detailed and competitive.
As NDTV reporters, undiluted report is our goal. We gather the news and bring it to you just as it is.
Our cameras are poised to get in the story behind the story in an in-depth news report.
Our new digital equipment are top-notch with clearer visuals and audio. NDTV is repositioned to serve you better.
Join us on the news every day at 7 a.m., 12 p.m., and our major bulletin at 7 7:30 p.m. on Channel 25 UHF. NDTV, crystallizing the vision.
Thanks for staying tuned. The news continues. Residents of Yenagoa have condemned the recent stealing and destruction of the wires fencing around the Julius Berger and Itegwe Okutukutu roundabout in Yenagoa. A concerned trader, Geoffrey Jeff, and other persons who spoke with NDTV News on the issue expressed their disappointment over the issue and urged citizens to safeguard rather than destroy government properties. Correspondent Blessing Agadaga has more.
NDTV News observed during a walk around the Julius Berger roundabout close to the Azikoro Junction that the mesh wires had been vandalized and stolen at multiple points, as passers-by, including some persons who spoke off camera, confirmed similar damages across roundabouts in Yenagoa.
And then any other person that falls into the class of vandalizing it, I advise that they stay clear.
All right, people doing it, yeah, because it's a beautiful, just as you can see, it's like a recreational center. If you come here and rest.
Reacting, residents condemned the wanton destruction of public properties, adding that destruction and theft of these wires undermines the state's development efforts. They also called on state government to beef up security measures to prevent stealing and vandalism and ensure the protection of public infrastructure, emphasizing the importance of collective responsibility in maintaining the integrity of public properties. This incident highlights the need for increased vigilance and community involvement in protecting public infrastructure. Perpetrators should note that stealing government property comes with serious consequences. Blessing Agadaga, NDTV News.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has intercepted 66 parcels of loud, a potent strain of cannabis at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos. According to a statement issued on Sunday by NDLEA spokesperson Femi Babafemi, the drugs were in 62.2 kilograms, were disguised as green tea and seized at the airport's import shed. The consignment originated from Thailand, arrived in Nigeria via the United Arab Emirates aboard an Emirates airline flight. Babafemi said the operation followed credible intelligence and weeks of surveillance. The shipments, which arrived in Nigeria in May, was placed on a watch list, with NDLEA operatives monitoring it closely until a joint examination was conducted over the weekend. The United States of America ambassador to Nigeria, Richard Mills Jr., has highlighted growing economic partnership between the USA and Nigeria, describing the bilateral trade between the two countries as reaching nearly $13 billion in investment. Correspondent Joy Fidioka has details of these and other foreign stories.
The United States ambassador to Nigeria, Richard Mills, has highlighted the growing economic partnership between the United States and Nigeria, revealing that bilateral trade between the two countries reached nearly $13 billion in 2024. Speaking at a Lagos Business School event themed towards a robust U.S.-Nigeria commercial and investment partnership, Ambassador Mills noted that Nigeria is the United States' second-largest trading partner in Africa, underscoring the vast potential for further growth and investment. The ambassador, who also announced the launch of the U.S. Department of State's new commercial diplomacy strategy for sub-Saharan Africa, said it will expand economic opportunities and deepen commercial engagement between the U.S. and African nations, adding that the partnership aims to eliminate barriers to trade and investment, create jobs, and unlock new opportunities for both countries. His visits to Lagos Business School also highlighted the strong collaboration between the U.S. mission and the school, as he emphasized the importance of a stable, transparent, and business-friendly regulatory environment to drive investment and foster economic growth. The reports have indicated that the National Guard troop have been deployed to Los Angeles on Sunday amid ongoing protest against immigration raid. Despite California Governor Gavin Newsom's objection, Newsom formally requested the Trump administration rescind the order to deploy the troop. The governor requested a letter to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, which he then shared on X. The protest began on Friday after Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers executed search warrants across the city as Trump pushed forward with his goal of mass deportation of undocumented immigrants, despite Newsom's appeal to protesters to remain peaceful and not to give the government an excuse to act. Los Angeles police said protests continued on Sunday, even when authorities had declared it an unlawful gathering. Protesters had blocked traffic in a freeway and had gathered outside the Metropolitan Detention Center, where soldiers had formed a perimeter around the building. Lastly, according to reports, a Nigerian, Kingsley Utulu, has been sentenced to 5 years and 3 months in prison for his role in a large-scale hacking and identity theft scheme that defrauded the U.S. tax authorities and private individuals of over $2.5 million. The sentencing was announced over the weekend by U.S. Attorney for the South District of New York, Jay Cloughton, and the Assistant Director in charge of the FBI's New York field of Christopher Ria, following Utulu's guilty plea to charges of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and aggravated identity theft. Cloughton noted that Kingsley Utulu took part in a scheme to hack into the U.S. tax preparation businesses, trade the stolen personal identity information, and defrauding the IRS and other government bodies, adding that Utulu's action caused significant harm to the country. Utulu, who is 38 years old, was arrested in the United Kingdom and was extradited to the United States to face prosecution. In addition to his 63 months prison sentence, he was ordered to pay restitution, totally over $3,000, and to forfeit over $290. Joy Ifidi Oka reporting for NDTV News.
Award-winning artist Rema pays glowing tribute to Afrobeats icon Oladapo Daniel Oyebanjo, popularly known as The Band, for his trailblazing contributions to Afrobeats' global success, just as former Big Brother Naija housemate and actress Bamike Olaumi alias Bam Bam is under fire on social media over the choice of her outfit during her daughter's graduation ceremony. For this and more entertainment news, let's join Onukwe Ezine.
Award-winning singer Rema has paid glory tribute to Afrobeats icon D'banj for his groundbreaking contributions to the Afrobeats global success. The tribute was made during Rema's sold-out concert at London's O2 Arena on Sunday night. Rema credited D'banj's 2012 hit Oliver Twist for being the first Nigerian song to reach the top 10 on the UK official chart, paving the way for Afrobeats success in the UK. As Rema invited D'banj on stage, highlighting the importance of his collaboration with Don Jazzy in opening doors for the new generation of Afrobeats artists. He acknowledged D'banj's trailblazing efforts, stating that his own achievements as an Afrobeats artist in the UK would not have been possible without D'banj's groundbreaking work. Former Big Brother Naija housemate and actress Bamike Olaumi, popularly known as Bam Bam, is under fire on social media over her choice of outfit to her daughter's graduation ceremony. Bam Bam and her husband recently celebrated a proud milestone as their first daughter, Zendaya, graduated primary school with honors and was crowned the overall best graduating student at Abraham Lincoln American Academy. Taking to her Instagram page, Bam Bam shared heartwarming clips from the graduation ceremony. However, the celebration was overshadowed by a wave of criticism over Bam Bam's attire, as she was criticized for wearing a cleavage-bearing outfit to a children's school event. Further on entertainment news, UK-based Nigerian reality star Natasha Akide, popularly known as Tacha, has taken a swipe at Nigerian pastors, specifically reacting to the recent controversy involving the senior pastor of House on the Rock Church, Paul Adefaresi. In a video shared on her X handle, Tacha condemned Adefaresi for allegedly brandishing a pistol-like object at a car spotter and accused him of attempting to gaslight the public with his explanation. Recall that the pastor was caught in a viral video holding what appeared to be a firearm while confronting a car spotter filming his vehicle. The pastor claimed the object bullet was not a weapon and denied pointing it at anyone, stating that the car spotter was aggressive. Thatcher, however, rejected the pastor's account, saying that from the video, anyone could tell who the aggressor was, as the boy was even hailing the pastor. She also criticized church members who supported Pastor Adeferasi during his Sunday service. Onokwe Ezinne reporting for NDTV News.
The second seed from the United States, Gogo Golf, has defeated world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka in a thrilling final to win her first French Open singles titles. For details of these and other sports stories, let's join Ayemi Miene.
Both of the top 2 players on the WTA tour engaged in a first battle under testing circumstances, with Gauff winning 6-7, 5-7, 6-2, 6-4. In addition to her 2023 US Open victory, which she achieved by defeating Sabalenka, this is Gauff's second Grand Slam singles title victory. Gauff overcame a challenging start in which she fell behind by a double break before gaining more rhythm and taking advantage of a significant number of errors made by the 27-year-old Sabalenka. In the final third set, Gauff, who lost in the 2022 final, settled more quickly to move a breakup and maintained her composure to serve out victory. Before winning a second championship point, she had to withstand another break point, and when Sabalenka pushed a forehand wide, she fell to the clay on her back. Meanwhile, in the men's final, Carlos Alcaraz defeated Jannik Sinner 6-4, 7-6, 4-6, 6-7, 6-7 in over 5 hours, setting a tournament record in the process. After winning his first French Open title in 2024, the second-seeded Spaniard was the reigning champion, while the top-seeded Italian, who had won the Australian Open, was aiming for his second Grand Slam of 2025 and his first Roland Garros title. It was billed as Cristiano Ronaldo versus Lamine Yamal, a match in which a legend mentors the next big star. Although Ronaldo and Yamal took center stage before the game, both teams have much more to offer than their star forwards, and this was a night when they demonstrated it. Both players were unable to participate in the pivotal moment in the UEFA Nations League final shootout as others took center stage. Following a thrilling 2-2 draw between the European powerhouses in Munich, Ruben Neves scored the game-winning penalty to give Portugal a 5-3 victory after Diogo Costa saved Alvaro Morata's spot kick in the penalty shootout. Ronaldo, who had to be replaced in the 88th minute because of a strained muscle, ran onto the pitch to celebrate before breaking down in tears after winning his third international trophy, which included the Euro 2016 and a second Nations League title. Ayemi Miene for NDTV Sports.
And that report concludes our package. But before we go, a quick look at the headlines. Governor of Bayelsa State, Senator Doye Diri, has advocated a collaborative governance model to avert the threats from ocean rise to communities in the state and the Niger Delta region. We also brought to you a report that residents of Yenagoa have condemned the recent stealing and destruction of the wires fencing around the Julius Berger and Etigwe Okutukutu roundabout in Yenagoa. And finally, the second seed from the United States, Gogo Golf, has defeated world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka in a thrilling final to win her first French Open singles title. Thanks for watching. I am Tari Prido Ikidi. Bye for now.